stage is the, and everyone has trillions of impressions, trillions of these impressions. How these impressions are accumulated, how these impressions are accumulated in the storehouse of the mind. So whatever the way we think, speak, and act in our daily life, it accumulates its impressions. It accumulates its impressions. So
Yeah.
see that today I'm seeing you. I see the screen of my monitor. I see the wall. These impressions are already accumulated. And suddenly then I think, speak, and act of these objects, and they are accumulated, and they are accumulated with with emotions, with a feeling, and with some sensations. So that is what the storehouse, that is what uh, we say the vasana. Vasanas are tendencies present in the mind. Was it present at the time of the birth? Yes, but what happened? It was present at the time of the birth, but we did not have a mental maturity to understand. So hence they are almost like hidden. They live at below the conscious level. They live at the below conscious level. Now means what? I do not know. I do not know how many vasanas, what are the tendencies, what are they? I do not know whether they are good or bad. Clear?
Yeah.
So whether it is you, me, or anyone, we have trillions of these impressions. They are in two categories: good impressions, bad impressions, positive
Mhm.
impressions, negative impressions. What a beautiful way our masters explain. Now, another stage comes that is known as sankalpa and the vikalpa. What is sankalpa and the vikalpa? It is imagined pain or pleasure. It is imagined good, good or bad. Now, how it happens? I wake up in the morning. I read a news about the son is suffering because of the mother. Now, oh my goodness. Now that thought triggered my past impressions. Huh? Did you see? That thought I read outside, it has to do with another son, it has to do with another mother, it is totally a different situation, it is totally a different story, but that image triggers my past impression, and from the past impression I have a thought. Oh, I have a thought. Did I do did I do rightly or wrongly? So when I say I do rightly, that is sankalpa. I did not do wrongly, that is vikalpa. So the both type of thoughts, both type of thoughts associated with the feeling uh, surge in my mind. Now you see that surge in my mind. Clear. Second stage. But what happens? My past impressions or the vasana of which I am not aware, and it manifested due to the trigger outside. It may happen to anything. See that someone looks at the beautiful girl, and the past impression accumulated inside your head is full of sensuality. That girl is not that girl is not passing the sensuality to me, but it is happening because of my past impression. So I see the sensuality. I have an urge to have a pleasure from her. It is because of my impressions already present in the vasana, the storehouse. Storehouse. Do you see that it is happening in the storehouse? Because we are understanding and we are learning the Eastern wisdom, it is happening for the good if you are a seeker. Why? So that I know what impressions are lying in my head, in my mind, and I should know the way to release it. Now, here what happens because of the Samkalpa, I use the word, now understand it, perception with or without projection. Perception. I see you, I see the girl, I see the car, but it does not, it has no projection. So when it is not a projection, I am calm, I am relaxed, I am happy, whatever it is. Now there is a perception with projection or imagined thought. So that a projection with an imagined thought or a projection starts the thought process. Now starts the thought process with sensation, with emotion, with feeling. And if I'm not aware, these thoughts are repeated. And these thoughts are repeated again and again. And when these thoughts are being repeated in your head, I did not do good thing to, you already know the incident of Claudia. Do you remember? Claudia?
No.
No, that Russian girl who died, who had lost.
Oh, yes, it was not Claudia. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And
no, we were befriended, and I went to see her. She wanted to see me, but it's so far away. I had a friend drive me, and when I came, she was really on the bed dying.
And she was.
His husband's name was Claudio, and her name was, I have it somewhere.
Yeah. I forget, but through the Claudia, I remember his mother.
Her husband was Claudio, and yes, no, yes.
Now see that women also had some interaction with me, and I was very tough. And then she died. You already know the incident. So should I create a guilt in me?
Yeah.
Should I create a guilt in me? So I'm just remembering, I'm looking. So if I'm not aware, the thoughts are repeated again and again. Now, when these thoughts are repeated, a repeated thought causes the attachment. Either it causes the attachment or it causes the detachment, and that is what the emotional dependence is. So you maintain your awareness that this is what is happening to you.
Yeah.
This is so the thoughts are being repeated associated with an emotion, and this attachment and detachment thought process. Now, because of repeated thought, desire enters into the mind. What is the desire? Desire has a thought. Desire has a thought. I should have told. I should not have told. I should not have told. Both ideas. both thoughts. Both these thoughts are in the background of my mind. What?
Right.
From the attachment and detachment, the desire comes. And that desire says, I should have told, I should not have told. It also came to my mind when you told me what is happening to Claudia's mother. My mind said I should have told, I should not have told. So then I asked my mind that what was the situation? Oh, the situation that she was not listening to all, listening to these principles. So I was little bit tough. And so was it good to be tough in such a situation? Oh, yes. So that, she should have started learning, but she did not learn. Oh, she did
Yeah.
not learn. So I got rid of any form of repeated thought either in favor or against her. And
Mm-hmm.
that caused me freedom from any form of a guilt I had. And then I did not tell you, but I kept on praying. I kept on praying for her inside.
You.
So prayer means the thought process associated with emotion. Let
Yes.
her be happy. So once I did it for 7 days, I remember what happened. That thought process dissolved any form of the guilt or any impression in my mind.
Okay.
So, did you understand? Did you understand the process? That is what we have to understand clearly. My friend, this is now who is responsible for your guilt? It is your mind, nobody else.
Yeah.
And very clear, even the Philippe is not at all responsible. So it is your mind. You are not at all responsible for it. Why the mind is responsible for it? It is because of the it is because of the impurity in the mind.
Right. Yeah.
And it is because of the impurities in the mind. Now, what is happening of the guilt? There is another way. You go ahead. The desire, no, I should not, I should have told. How many times
I
you have,
was.
you,
Yeah. I was frozen.
yes, you were frozen. You, how many
Yeah.
times you have told Philip to do the things that is right, and how many instructions and advice he followed? How many times he followed?
Yeah.
So it means our goal is to say something and forget it, not to own the responsibility, because when the person is mature enough, who has an individuality, who thinks in a particular way, how many times you told Philip to go to this beard guy, he will guide you.
I know.
And he did it couple of times and he said you are good. And I told him that it is the session is not for you appreciate me that I am good.
Oh,
Session
that's right.
is only for you, that you should feel good. And that he could not understand.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
I didn't tell you. He always appreciated me, but I said, I don't need any kind of appreciation from you.
No, that's right.
My main intention is that
It's not treating you. You were treating him.
yeah, so you should feel good. You should bring about a change in your behavior and attitude.
Okay.
So, but why he could not change? Go back the same thing. Every individual has the vasana. So the negative vasanas, they do not allow the positive vasana to take effect. And that is why majority of the people suffer. Because they say what happened to me, I'm into anxiety, I'm into reaction, I'm into anger. Oh,
Yeah.
this is No, no, no. Understand from where it is coming. It has nothing to do with the outer situation. Outer situation is only a trigger. That, in fact, you should thank the outer situation that made you anxious. So it means you recognize that anxiety, that reaction, that guilt is already present in my mind, which is sleeping. Let it awaken. Let it be released by understanding, by clarity. So when you release, oh, this is because of my past impressions, because of past. Now, see, I will tell you another real life story. I did not, in younger days, we already have favor or against our parents. We have some thoughts. So I had some thoughts which was deadly against my dad.
Yeah.
And I was deeply attached to my mom. Mom died when I was 13. Dad died when I was 25 or 26. So now you see the positive impressions of attachment and negative impressions of reaction was there.
Yeah.
Positive impressions, negative impressions, both were there. So later in the life, I didn't want to talk about my father or the mother to anyone. If anyone asked, I never want to talk. Then gradually I came across the principle of yajna, which my master explained to me, which we are already understanding in our group session. So what happened long back, I think almost 20 years ago, 25 years ago, I started asking my mind to think. Imagine my dad is here, my mom is here, and I said, Dad, now they both are gone. They are dead. Where they are gone, I don't know. But because my mind carries forward those impressions and I want to release that, they are already gone.
Yeah.
If they are alive, I can do something. Whether they want to listen to me or I should listen to them. But now they are already gone. So every day I imagine my dad and mom is sitting, and first thing I ask the forgiveness from my parents. Dad, whatever you felt bad, whatever I have said to you, whatever I have done, and same to the mom. First I seek the forgiveness. Then I thought that what my dad likes, what my mom likes. So you will not remember, or now you can relate it. So every time I hosted a party in the New Jersey or anywhere I host a party, I
Yeah.
remember my parents and I always like to offer the food which my father liked, which my mom liked.
Yeah.
That they are going, oh, it is going to my dad and mom through the people I invited them. Thanks God that these people have come to me. And what happened to me after a year, all those impressions are completely washed away from the vasana, and there is no issue. I know simply as a reference point, but it does not trigger any emotion. It does not create any guilt.
You said you were asking for forgiveness?
Yeah. First thing
Yeah.
that, I said, okay, dad and mom, I ask forgiveness what I have not done to you and what I have done which you felt negative. I seek forgiveness. So whether it is not only the parents, it also has you can even think of the Philip in this way, what I have told you and what I have not told you. If
Yeah.
anything that has created a reaction or a negative situation, I am seeking forgiveness from you. Second part.
Mhm.
Now, because the person is alive, so we can think, am I doing something to the Philip? You are doing much more than any mother can do. You are doing much more than any mother can do. In the light of what you have been doing, And what you have been doing in comparison to what you have not done has no relevance at all. Are you getting it?
Yes.
So you think in this way, oh, just in order to, I am doing the best which I can do to my son. And I will see some days when he comes, I will prepare what he likes so that I become happy if I see him happy. That is the third. So what happens? You have done something at the action level. Huh? You cooked something which he liked.
Yeah, sure.
So that he is happy and you look consciously, oh, he is happy. Guilt will never touch you. If you think in this way, am I doing which is much more than any mother can do? Answer is yes. In America, the life is independent after 18 years of age. The parents throw their children out of their house. You are still taking care. Emotionally and mentally, they are still living in your house. You are concerned. They
Yeah.
should be more concerned to you. But if not, it is okay. It is a part of the journey. Oh, thank you, existence, that they are my blessed sons. They are my blessed kids. The life should be good for them. I should see and I should think only the well-being of them. Now, when you have thoughts like this, how guilt can enter into your head.
Okay.
And when the guilt enters into your head, it is coming from the vasana. It takes the form of sankalpa, vikalpa, and then there is a perception with a projection. Perception with a projection has a desire. Desire has a repeat thoughts, and those repeat thoughts has no solution. Especially of the guilt, there is no solution. You cannot reverse back. You cannot flash back into your life at that moment and you should change your thought process. Answer is no. So I'm trying to dissolve my guilt, which I cannot do. This is known as ignorance, which I cannot do. I told you the 6 stations of the body. Can you go back? If you can go back, so go back. So I will also learn the techniques from you.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
will I will learn these techniques from you and I will also start teaching others. There is no
Yeah.
possibility. But why it has happened? Because of the vasana. Because I was living unconsciously, subconsciously. But why I was living unconsciously, subconsciously, animally, habitually? Because of the vasana. And when the vasana is completely removed from my storehouse of the mind, that is the state of awakening. Then you don't get affected. You guide. One guy recently, 100% American. Oh, I have a beautiful experience of meditation. I went into the retreat and I came here and now I heard about you, so I will have a session. So after 5 or 6 sessions, he wrote to me that I'm not I'm not getting what I am desiring in the
Oh.
spirituality, and hence let us stop our sessions. I said, I did not say anything. Why should I say anything? You are
Yeah.
not interested. So he is totally obsessed with beautiful experiences of imagination and hallucinations in meditation.
Yeah.
So he is not going to listen. So after a year, when he comes back, then he will definitely complain to me that why you did not tell me. You are not ready to listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you will get some realization maybe after a couple of years and couple of months. So the same thing, the guilt has no value in our life, and still we carry forward through our thoughts, through our feeling, through our emotions. We keep on repeating it. That repeated thought becomes a desire, and there is no solution of the guilt. Guilt happens in the past because of the past incident, and that incident is explained by your own mind by a thought associated with an emotion triggered by some past event of the vasana. So you allow that triggering mechanism to continue. And when you allow the triggering mechanism to continue, you are in the kitchen, your mind will have the same thought. You are lying down, your mind will have the same thought. When you are talking to someone, your mind will have the same thought. You are allowing it. You are not looking for a solution. So now another problem comes. Because I have repeated several times these thoughts of a guilt, it is further creating more impressions. It is going into the storehouse of the vasana.
Okay.
So you are causing more trouble to you than to anyone.
Yeah.
Do you see that clearly? Do you see the clear picture?
Yeah. I have to listen to it daily.
Yes, you have to listen to it. First is the vasana clear. Then there is a sankalpa in the vikalpa. Sankalpa is the seed, it is the seed of desire. It arises in the mind as a clear intention or resolve to pursue a particular goal or action. And the vikalpa means the alternatives. So the moment the vikalpa thought comes to you, it takes root once the sankalpa takes root in the mind, vikalpa comes into play. What vikalpa is? Vikalpa is the mind's tendency to generate doubt, alternatives, or conflicting options related to the initial thought. What is the initial thought? Let everything good should happen to Philip. What is the alternative thought? I did not help her. I did not inform him. You see that? You see. So this is known as a perception with projection, my friend. Projection. So now this perception with a projection came from the vasana expressed by the sankalpa vikalpa. It is causing the attachment and detachment. So what is attachment and detachment? Attachment is simply means I plus I desire. I'm giving a mathematical equation of attachment. Any attachment means I means an plus an desire. I plus I am anxious, so I want to get rid of the anxiety. I plus I should have helped Philip. I plus I desire. So now because you have multiple thoughts and those thoughts becomes the desire, and when there is a desire, then what happens? Desire, you are in the kitchen, you have the same thought. You are lying down on the bed, you have the same thought. You are walking, you have the same thought. You are in the restroom, you have a same thought. That desire, then we have to see, do you want to go further? Go further. So I have a desire to be fulfilled. What is the, now pay attention to this, a very important point I'm bringing in. My desire of guilt should be removed. So that is the desire I want to fulfill. When the situation of the guilt was created in the past, and I want to fulfill that. I want to remove that guilt in the future. How can I fulfill any desire of the guilt which happened in the past in the future? This is delusion. So my mind is now full of delusion. So those desire brings the repeated thought. The repeated thought creates a delusion, and when I am in delusion, I don't see any solution. This is what you just told me in the very beginning. What did you tell me in the beginning? What did you tell me in the beginning?
What I told you?
Yeah.
That I suffer from guilt.
Yes.
That's right.
So that guilt is that delusion. Delusion means what? Delusion is mirage water. I see the water in the mirage at a distance.
Oh, okay.
So I see the problem at a distance. And that problem appears what it is not. So when you approach the mirage waters closely, the water is not there. So when you approach and understand the guilt is not there. Guilt is simply a delusion.
Yeah.
So the definition of the delusion and the Maya is what appears true, what appears real is not true. What appears real is not real, it is false. But why I cannot see the false as a false? Because of the entire chain of reaction the mind has underwent from the vasana to sankalpa vikalpa to the perception with projection to the attachment and detachment to the desire, and desire should be fulfilled, and then I am worried my desire is not fulfilled. Why you are worried? That worry is nothing but the mirage water. You are seeing it because you did not examine it clearly.
All right. Yeah. Some work.
do you see? If you start thinking, okay, this is vasana, there is some storehouse of the impression, the first category. Second step is the sankalpa vikalpa. Second step is the sankalpa vikalpa. The third step is sankalpa vikalpa means the imagined thought, projected thought, associated with an emotion, in favor or against. Third step, now because I have an imagined pleasure or I have an imagined pain. So this causes the attachment and detachment. There are a lot of things to be understood. Now you think, I have an imagined happiness in the marriage. Does the marriage contain the property of happiness? Answer is no.
No.
Imagined happiness does not exist. Imagined water in the mirage does not exist. So I have already created a false notion in the second stage. And now this is going to aggravate. So how it aggravates in the third step? It causes the attachment to that thought with an emotion. And if I'm fourth, what is the fourth step? Because of this attachment, it causes the desire. Yeah. Now I have to make an effort to fulfill that desire. How can you fulfill the imagined desire? It is imagination. And that is where the delusion takes over my life, my thought process, my feeling, my emotions. And so what you should be doing, you should first listen to it, then keep a notebook. Every time you listen and create a notebook. Oh, vasana is present here. I don't know. Now, sankalpa vikalpa. Oh, what is the imagined thought I have? Let me write it down. Well, what is the alternative? That is vikalpa. Let me write it down. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So now attachment and detachment is a repeated projection. Oh,
Yeah.
is my mind repeating? Yes. So now repeated thought is causing the desire. Yes. Desire is causing the delusion. Yes. Is there a solution of the delusion? Solution of the delusion is knowledge and understanding. I have nothing to do with any form of a guilt. Guilt is like a water in the mirage. So once you have followed the entire process of thinking, and then you pick up any practice and do the practice. So when you do that practice, any practice will help you. The last one will also help you. And once you do this practice, you will see now when you come out of the practice, you have an experience of freedom from the guilt because of your calmness and peace, but the thought will remain.
Yeah.
So when the thought will remain, again look at the series. What is the steps? Vasana, sankalpa, vikalpa, attachment, desire, desire to delusion. Okay, mind, you are causing a delusion in me of the guilt which does not exist.
Mm-hmm.
I am imagining the water in the mirage that does not exist. Our science says the blueness of the sky. The sky is not blue.
Yeah.
And still, I always see the blueness. So, what is going to happen? By contemplation and reflection, and followed by the practice, after few days, maybe, or few times, what is going to happen? That thought will remain, but it will be stripped from the emotion in the past impression. So why the thought will remain? Thought will, just to tell the story. I told you the story of my dad. So
Yeah.
now it is not associated with an emotion. It is not causing me any problem. Normally people, what they feel, no, I did lot of things to my dad, and then they start earning sympathy. They have tears in your eyes. So you are still crazy. Why should I have tears? Why should I have tears? So now those thoughts are still, that is how I narrated the incident of my dad and the mom. But it has nothing to do with my emotional attachment or the delusion. This is just a story.
Okay. I
And
was
once you
listening.
follow this, you will see the life changes from the guilt to calmness and the peace, removal of the delusion. So,
Yeah.
this entire process is known as the process of discernment.
Oh, yes.
So, either you follow the discernment to solve any problem, or you follow your desire to solve the problem. Desire cannot solve the problem. Guilt cannot solve the problem. Anxiety cannot help me. They are indications that something is already present in my mind. By the power of discernment and dispassion, I can make my mind free. One, and I can take my mind to the peace and happiness.
Okay. Yes. I have to absorb that.